Welcome to the deep dive. There's that moment when you are trying to make a big purchase and the manufacturer releases two products that seem, well, almost identical on the spec sheet, but one is just dramatically more expensive.
And today we are deep diving into Canon's most confusing internal competition. It's the battle between the full-frame mirrorless Canon R8 and the R6 Mark II.
Yeah, this isn't just a tough choice. It's kind of a paradox that Canon created for itself.
Mhm.
I mean, the R6 Mark II dropped in November 2022.
And then just 3 months later, the R8 arrives.
Exactly. And they share the same core engine, that modern 24-megapixel full-frame sensor technology. So they should deliver, functionally identical baseline image quality.
And that really is the hook, isn't it? Because while the image quality is the same, the price tag is, well, it's anything but. The R8, which is positioned as this advanced enthusiast body, it starts at about $1,099.
And the R6 Mark II, the professional workhorse, is $2,499.
Wow.
That is a $1,400 professional tax, essentially.
Right.
Our mission today is to cut through all the marketing noise and pinpoint exactly where Canon built that huge cost difference into the camera body.
Is the R8 the ultimate budget champion? I mean, are you getting 95% of the quality for less than half the price?
Or is the R6 Mark II's added capability just absolutely mandatory for anyone doing paid work or, serious action photography?
Okay, let's unpack this. I think we should start with the good news. The identical foundation, let's call it the cheat code.
Right. It all starts with the sensor. Both cameras use the exact same 24MP full-frame CMOS sensor.
That 36 by 24 millimeter piece of silicon, that is the foundation of your image.
It is. So this means that, when you shoot under controlled conditions, the baseline output dynamic range, color science, your ability to control depth of field, it's identical.
And this carries straight over into their low light performance. They both share an extremely wide native ISO range, going from 100 all the way up to 102,400.
And it's expandable even further.
It is. So if you're shooting in a dimly lit venue or, late at night, neither camera is really giving you an advantage in pulling usable light from the scene. They're on par.
And the modern feature set is just.
Yeah.
It's unified beautifully. They both, of course, use the massive Canon RF lens mount, so you can access that growing catalog of native glass.
You get the same fully articulating 3.0-inch touchscreen, too. Same resolution, 1.62 million dots.
And crucially, they both use the most advanced version of Canon's AI-driven autofocus tracking.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about superb face and eye detection, sophisticated pet tracking.
Even vehicle tracking focus. The intelligence under the hood is shared.
And this is a surprising one for speed. Both cameras boast an identical, blistering 40 frames per second.
Using the electronic shutter, yep. They also both include handy modern features like focus bracketing and that indispensable pre-shooting buffer.
The one that captures moments right before you fully press the button. A lifesaver.
Even their video baselines are matched. Both can shoot sharp 4K UHD video.
And both can hit an impressive 180 frames per second in high def for those, dramatic, super slow motion effects.
So, okay. We've established that the brain and the eye of these two cameras are essentially clones. If everything that focuses and captures the image is identical, then that $1,400 premium must be built into the chassis and the supporting hardware.
It has to be. It has to be where reliability, longevity, and professional capability live.
Absolutely. Think of this shift less like comparing two different engine types and more like
comparing a highly tuned race car, that's the R8, to a rugged long-distance touring vehicle, the R6 Mark II.
That's a great analogy. The difference is in the reliability package and the physical handling.
So let's start there. The physical differences, size, and weight.
The R8 is really designed for portability. It's incredibly compact and light, just 461 grams. That's ideal if you're a traveler or a street photographer, someone who needs to keep things discreet.
The R6 Mark II is substantially heavier, though. It's clocking in at 680 grams.
So that's a 219-gram difference.
Right. And that might not sound like a huge amount, but you feel it. It offers better ergonomics, a deeper, more satisfying grip, and much better balance when you pair it with large professional L-series lenses.
Like a 70-200 millimeter zoom or something.
Exactly. It has the weight that serious shooters demand for stability.
But the physical trade-off that has the biggest practical impact, it has to be the battery life. This dictates how long you can actually work in the field.
This is often the primary deal breaker for the R8. It uses the smaller LPE17 battery and is rated for a measly 290 shots per charge.
Oof. So for any standard 8-hour event shoot, you're going to need, what, 3 or 4 spare batteries just to get through the day?
At least.
Okay, but hang on. For $1,400, couldn't I just buy 4 extra R8 batteries and a couple high-speed cards and solve the reliability problem that way?
You absolutely could solve the power problem, but you can't solve the inconvenience of constantly having to swap them out.
Good point.
The R6 Mark II uses the much larger LPE6NH battery, which is rated for 580 shots, literally double the capacity. That means the R6 Mark II can often handle a full day's professional work without a midday battery scramble. It's about workflow.
It's about minimizing downtime.
Exactly.
And okay, while the battery life is inconvenient, the storage difference is often, it's a professional non-negotiable.
Agreed. The R8 has a single UHS-2 card slot.
And for an enthusiast taking photos of their dog or shooting landscapes, that's probably fine.
Probably. But for professionals, if that card fails due to heat or file corruption or physical damage, your entire day's work is just gone.
And that's a hard truth for professionals to swallow.
It is. The R6 Mark II features dual UHS-2 card slots. And that UHS-2 part is important. It refers to the ultra-high-speed standard you need to clear the massive data buffer these cameras generate.
But the keyword is dual.
Right. This allows for redundancy. You can write every image simultaneously to 2 separate cards. So if you're shooting a wedding or a major corporate event or a once-in-a-lifetime assignment, that dual slot is professional insurance. It saves careers.
Speaking of insurance, you mentioned a subtle difference in the build quality. Both are weather sealed, but the R6 Mark II adds a physical layer of protection the R8 doesn't have.
It does. The R6 Mark II features an anti-dust shutter mechanism that automatically closes when you remove the lens.
So that's smart.
It's brilliant. If you are changing lenses on a dusty road or near the ocean or in the middle of a soccer game, that physical barrier keeps debris off the sensor. It's a small detail that speaks volumes about its professional focus on longevity.
Okay, so we found a good chunk of the $1,400 in the handling, the battery, and the professional reliability. Now, let's pivot to pure performance features: speed, focus, and stability.
This is where the R6 Mark II really starts to pull ahead. And we have to start with the most decisive feature of all.
Image stabilization.
Image stabilization. The difference here is just black and white. The R8 offers none. Zero.
So you're completely reliant on your lenses having optical image stabilization built in.
Completely. But the R6 Mark II features 8.0 full stops of sensor shift stabilization. We call it IBIS in-body image stabilization.
And 8 stops is transformative for handheld shooting.
It really is. It moves the sensor itself to compensate for your camera shake. What's so fascinating here is that the R6 Mark II ensures stabilization for every single lens you attach to it.
Including older adapted Canon EF lenses.
Or those small, fast, unstabilized RF prime lenses. For the R8, using one of those unstabilized primes means you immediately sacrifice a huge amount of low-light capability and sharpness.
So if you shoot handheld often, especially in dim light or for video, the R6 Mark II is already paying for itself by making all your existing and future lenses perform better.
Precisely. Now let's look at autofocus precision. While both share the same AI technology, the R6 Mark II has far greater coverage and density to maintain that tracking lock.
Do you have the numbers again?
Okay. The R8 has 1,053 autofocus points. The R6 Mark II boasts 4,897 focus points.
That is nearly 5 times the density.
5 times.
So what is that massive difference? Almost 3,900 extra focus points. What does that actually feel like in the real world?
Okay, imagine trying to track a small, fast-moving subject, say a bird in flight or a skier cutting across the frame. The R8 is using a wider, more sparse net to try and catch and hold on to that subject.
Right.
The R6 Mark II uses a dense, fine mesh net, and that fine mesh ensures the camera can maintain absolute lock and precision across the entire frame. It minimizes those momentary losses of focus, especially when the subject is moving erratically.
Which makes it dramatically superior for any action, sports, or dedicated wildlife photography.
No question.
That's a fantastic metaphor. Now let's talk about pure speed. Not the electronic burst, but the mechanical shutter speed.
Right, because even though they both hit 40 feet P electronic, the mechanical shutters are separated by half, and that matters profoundly for professionals. The R8 tops out at 6 frames per second mechanical,
with a maximum shutter speed of 14,000th of a second.
And the R6 Mark II doubles that mechanical rate to 12 frames per second and hits 18,000th of a second.
And that 18,000th of a second is critical for freezing high-speed action in brake conditions.
It is. But here's the part that people often miss. If you are using a fast prime lens, like an RF 50mm f1.2, and you're shooting portraits in bright midday sun. The R8's 14,000s limit might force you to stop down to f2.0 or f2.8 just to manage the light.
Sacrificing that beautiful, shallow depth of field you bought the lens for in the first place.
Exactly. The R6 Mark II ensures you can achieve that high aesthetic look under any lighting condition because you have the speed to kill the ambient light.
Even the quality of the electronic viewfinder, the EVF, is a clear upgrade on the R6 Mark II.
Oh, a significant jump in clarity. The R6 Mark II has 3.69 million dots, which is a massive 56% increase over the R8's 2.36 million dots.
And if you spend hours looking through the viewfinder or need critical manual focus for astrophotography, that higher resolution reduces eye strain and helps precision immensely.
For sure. And for serious filmmakers and videographers, there is one last killer feature that is exclusive to the R6 Mark II.
Raw video recording capability.
This is the ultimate flexibility tool in high-end post-production. Raw video captures and retains the maximum possible color and dynamic range information. We're talking 10-bit or 12-bit latitude.
It gives filmmakers extraordinary flexibility for pushing shadows and recovering highlights in color grading without introducing nasty digital artifacts.
Yeah, or color banding. The R8 simply cannot offer that professional flexibility.
Okay, so we found the $1,400. It's built into the battery, the security, the speed, and the stability. Now let's summarize who should choose which camera based on what they shoot.
The R8 user profile prioritizes budget and portability above all else. I mean, this camera offers accessible excellence. It's outstanding for travel, street photography, and studio or portrait work where light is controlled or the stakes of data loss are manageable.
Right. If you are someone who is happy to accept that single card slot and the frequent battery changes in exchange for a lightweight system and those substantial cost savings, the R8 is a phenomenal tool.
You get full-frame image quality without the professional infrastructure.
Now, you must choose the R6 Mark II if capability and reliability are your primary metrics.
Yes. This camera is mandatory for professional genres. Wedding photography, sports, dedicated wildlife, photojournalism, dual card slots, and exceptional battery life protect your income and your reputation.
And it's the necessary choice for serious videographers needing that raw capability, or anyone who frequently relies on handheld shooting. That 8-stop IBIS is transformative for minimizing blur and ensuring smooth video footage.
The R6 Mark II user isn't paying $1,400 for a better picture. They're paying for a deeper, more robust, and more flexible tool built to perform consistently and minimize risk in high-pressure environments.
Let's step back and look at the big picture here. What stands out to you as the core takeaway?
The R8 gives you the same full-frame image quality as the R6 Mark II, yes. But the R6 Mark II provides the sheer uncompromised capability and reliability you need to guarantee you successfully capture that quality image every single time under challenging conditions.
The price gap is a reliability tax.
Yeah.
The R8 is a fantastic entry point to full frame. The R6 Mark II is the definition of a professional workhorse.
Right. And this leads to a final financial perspective that is worth mulling over before you make the leap.
Okay, give us the final provocative thought.
The Canon R6 Mark II's 8-stop in-body image stabilization makes every lens you own, including older adapted EF lenses and unstabilized RF primes, perform better in low light and better for video.
Yeah.
So the R8 saves you $1,400 on the body today. But does the absence of IBIS force you into spending more money on expensive, stabilized versions of RF lenses, or limit your choice of affordable fast primes in the long run?
Effectively making the R6 Mark II a cheaper, more capable system investment over time.
That's the question.
That's a fascinating way to frame the conversation. The initial savings might turn into a forced expenditure down the line if you don't have that IBS safety net. The true cost of your system isn't just the body price. It's the capability you need to buy into your glass to compensate for what your body lacks. That is definitely something to chew on as you calculate your total investment.